Hey guys, Nick Biggs here with BIGGSTime Trapping. I want to share a short set with you that we use to take coyotes. It's highly effective for us. It's called basically a cubby slash duff set, and it's not necessarily what most people think is a cubby, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. First thing, you dig your trap bed. One thing you want to keep in mind on these trap beds is the smaller the better as far as I'm concerned, because it's easier to keep your trap good and solid. If you dig it too big and you got to start packing stuff in around it, sometimes it's a little more difficult. But you go ahead and bed that trap. Good and solid. I've got this set up on a drag. We're right on this road. It gets a little bit of traffic. So I'll basically take my drag. I like to pre-hook it. Now what that'll do is when that animal gets caught, hopefully this time, and this set's a coyote, his natural tendency will either be to go that way or to pull against it. And when he pulls against that drag, a lot of times he's going to go back toward it, and that'll unhook it and he'll take off that way and get him off this road. I use polyfill under my pan. And then I'm a peat moss guy. Love it or hate it, it works for us. You got to do what's comfortable for you, whether it's just dry dirt or the dirt out of your trap bed or wax dirt. Like I said, peat moss is good for us. Put that moss in there, really pack it good. Regardless of what you're using, I like to try to pack whatever it is back in there around that bed and that trap really good. And that's all we're going to do to that. If I was cat trapping, I'd probably just leave this chain out, but since we're looking for coyotes, I like to at least cover it up coming out of the bed. I take a little bit of what we took out of the bed and just sift it back in just a little bit. And we want to blend this to where that coyote doesn't know anything's there. So I like to take my whisk broom . And just like that, just kind of camouflage that whole set. And then when it comes to coyotes, I like to guide them. I take just a couple tufts of grass. I know my pan's right there. I put one there. And one there. And believe it or not, that's all it takes to guide that coyote right through the middle of that. There's those tufts of grass. He won't want to step on them, he'll go right through. So what we got here is I got a couple rocks, and I've got a hole punch back in here. And I'm going to put my bait in that hole. Got Capital Punishment by Southern Snares. Don't take much. I put it back in that hole. And then we got One Night Stand by Southern Snares, and what I'll do is I'll just get a small amount and I'll smear it on the inside of that rock so it'll stay there. And then what we do with this set, I've seen guys use like hardware cloth and or chicken wire, and they create like a rainbow cubby and they put the stuff on it. I like the rocks because they're heavy. It makes the coyote have to work. I use bigger rocks so they don't pull them in on your trap bed. And then I like to take this chafe or this duff and create almost like a little, you know, like I said, like a cubby, but then I like to make sure that hole is open. hope you can see that good in there. And kind of give that coyote the idea that something is living in there, and it smells good and he likes it. And the last thing I do is I take some urine, and I like to fill that grass with that urine. Some guys use it, some guys don't. I know eventually it evaporates, but I feel like if a coyote comes by here initially, that urine's going to help. Now there's a finished set. And honest to goodness, if a coyote comes down this road, any coyote worth his salt or worth anything, he's going to come over here and he's going to check this out. And we're going to come here and have him on a drag in the morning. Anyway, very simple. Don't overthink it. Highly effective. I believe if you try it, you'll have some luck on it. Good luck out there on the line.